I love them so much. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about my 6-month update on the girls. So we're going to be talking about my 6-month update on my surgery. But before we get into that, of course, you know, I got to get into the nail cam. So this is nail cam. These are the nails. Ooh, is it focusing? Ooh. Yes, it's giving springtime. It's giving St. Patrick's Day. It's giving I'm over winter. Like, this winter was so disrespectful. Like, it was just freezing cold every single day. So doing this nail set, I was so excited because I'm so ready for the warm weather. I'm over it. I'm usually a winter girl, so like I love the snow, but the cold. I did my own nails. These are press-on nails, and I have my own press-on nail business. And you guys are interested in having me make a nail set for you, I'll leave all the information for that in the description box below. For my Instagram, my email, any way for you guys to contact me so that you guys can place an order and I can make some nails for you. And also, you guys can follow me on all my socials, which would also be linked down in the description box below. And yeah, so let's get right into the video. Like my first 2 videos, I left out a lot of stuff, you know, so I'm like, you know, let me write some stuff down so that I don't forget. I definitely did forget to tell y'all my bra size. So my original bra size before surgery, what was I? I was a 28B. Because band size, as y'all can see, I'm really small, I'm really petite. So I was a 28B. And I was only a B cup because in the band size, I'm really small. So how it works with bra measurements, the smaller you are in band size, the bigger the cup is going to be, no matter how big your breasts are. Working at Victoria's Secret, I kind of had to do that. So for anybody who's working at Victoria's Secret or any type of lingerie shop, if I'm saying it right, I could comment down below in the comments, because I worked there so long ago, I don't really remember. I was a 28B, but Victoria's Secret didn't have that size. I think the smallest they had was a 30. It was really 32, and it was like very rare if you could find a 30. So, and if the 30 was there, I definitely took a bra that was a 30 in the band size. But yeah, I was really a 28B. Victoria's Secret didn't have my size, so I had to go to special lingerie places like Janelle and like all those places that had those type of sizes. So, and that's how I was measured at a 28B. But now, after my surgery, I am in Victoria's Secret size. I am a 32 double D or a 32D depending on the bra. Like, so I am a D cup, and when I did my surgery, my doctor definitely did ask me, you know, what cup size I was going for. And I told him, you know, a small C cup, because I'm a small girl. I didn't want, like, huge breasts, you know. So, I'm like, yeah, you know, a small C cup will be fine. And I came out with some double Ds. But I ain't mad at it. Yeah, so I am a 32 double D, and depending on the bra, I'm a 32D in Victoria's Secret sizes. But my actual bra size, because I'm still so petite and small, my real bra size, if I was to go to Jornell or any of those special bra places, I'm a 28 triple D. Yeah. Girl math is so complicated. But put it this way, no matter if it's a 28 or a 32 in band size, I'm a double D, sometimes pushing triple D. I'm officially in the D cup range. So yes, that is my bra size. Those all them numbers that I just gave you. Scars, I can show y'all the scars. So this is what they look like now that I'm 6 months post-op. I still haven't been using scar cream, and every day, like literally almost every single day, my mother's on me like, you need to put on scar cream, like you're just gonna let them stay there and just scar up. And it's like, I can't see them unless I pick them up. Or sometimes like I bought some bathing suits, prepared for a Fashion Nova swimsuit try on haul, because I'm definitely gonna have that in the works pretty soon. I was trying on some bathing suits that I bought from Fashion Nova. Yeah, you could definitely see the scars, because like, you know how the bathing suit tops kind of like pick them up, you kind of see them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that. So we're gonna start getting on some scar treatment pretty soon. I'm not consistent with anything, so I'm gonna have to figure out some type of routine to be on so that I always make sure I have my scar cream going on. So yeah, that's what my scars look like. Numbness. Am I still numb? So I can feel pretty much everything in my left one. My right one, I don't know if you guys remember from my last video when I did my 3-month update, I talked about how I was still numb here, and I still am. At this point, I don't know if I'm gonna get the feeling back or not. I kind of gave up on it because there's nothing I can do about it at this point. But yeah, I still can't feel nothing here. Like, I'm touching it and I can't feel nothing. As y'all know, my nipples are pierced and I clean them thoroughly. I use a piercing spray, and whenever I spray that area, I cannot feel anything. So it's like this part right here, I can't feel anything. But whatever. But yeah, I can feel everything in this breast though. But here, like on this side, like I can't really feel anything. And under here was so numb. Oh my god, for like the first month I couldn't feel anything under here at all. But I feel everything now under here. I love it. What is it like having them? So this is the thing, right? They're I love them. I do. I have no regrets. I don't wish I did it sooner, and I don't wish I did it later. I'm very glad that I did it at the time that I did. But they definitely do have their pros and cons. Like, there are times where I do miss my small chest because, like, I could just sleep on my stomach. Like, I can still sleep on my stomach now that I'm 6 months healed, but it's like, it's not the same. Like, I have to put like a pillow under to make sure I'm comfortable, because if I'm just laying flat on my bed like how I used to, like, it's not comfortable at all. I literally have to put a pillow under. It's not as bad as I'm making it seem, because I've definitely slept without the pillow, but when I'm trying to go to sleep, like, I can't just lay flat on my stomach. If I'm really sleepy and I'm really tired, I will just lay on my bed like that. But for the most part, if I'm like laying in bed and I'm trying to go to sleep, I will definitely put a pillow under so that I'm comfortable. What is like having them? I can feel my bathing suits now. I love that. I love that so much. You guys will see in the try on haul. I love the fact that I can fill out my bathing suit tops, certain dresses, certain tops such as this one. Like, everything just looks so nice. It gives me such a mature look, and I've been wanting that for so long, and I look a little bit more mature now that I have them. I just feel more confident in myself more than I did before, and I love that. I really love that for me. It's the best thing I ever did for myself, I must say, in my adult life. That's what it's like having them. I love the fact that I'm more confident, and I feel more like a woman, especially now. I'll be 25 this year, so I feel more like in my prime. Like, I feel like you know, I feel more sexy. Like, I just feel all around good about myself. Like, I'm really glad that I have them, and I just like how everything just looks and everything that I wear. I love how I look when I'm naked. Like, I love it. Would you do it all over again, or any type of surgery for that matter? So here's the thing, right? Mentally, I had a lot going on when I was going through the whole surgery process because of how they were healing and how I just didn't like them, and I felt like I just looked weird, and that was when I hated my body the most. I just feel like I look like an alien, and I look so weird. And as I talked about in my last video, I feel like when you do these things, you have to be mentally prepared for anything that could go wrong with it. You don't like your results, or it's not what you expected, or like you're impatient about the whole healing situation and all of that. And I feel like that was the only thing I wasn't prepared for, being prepared to be patient with my results, and being prepared that I could go into a mini depression about how they look. I was like, damn, I wish I would have went bigger, but I'm so glad I didn't go bigger. I'm so glad I didn't go bigger. I picked the perfect size. Like, even like certain bras I'll wear, I feel like sometimes I look a little top heavy. Like, you know, I try to stay away from push-up bras because like they really be like up in my chest. Like, I'm very glad I didn't go bigger. Like, I'm glad I chose a 275 cc's moderate plus. And I'm also glad with the profile too. I feel like if they were high profile, being that I am very slim, I now see what the doctor was saying. If I was a little bit more, how you would say, thicker, where like here wasn't so flat, because like I guess I was just really flat chested, it would look a little better if they were high profile. But if I did high profile, as y'all can see, I'm really flat here, so like they would just look like overlapping, and you could really tell that they're fake. And I'd be going outside like with tops like this, and they look so natural. Like, nobody be like, oh, you got surgery or anything like that. Like, people don't know I have surgery unless I say something. So I love it. I love the size, and I love the profile. Back to the question. I'm getting off topic. Would I do it all over again? I would. But I definitely would do more research. I feel like I did enough research for the time being that I did. It's actually around this time last year. It was when I made the decision that I wanted to do this, and I started doing research and everything. From May to June when I finally chose my doctor. But yeah, I definitely feel like I could have did a little bit more research, and if I did, I would feel more comfortable. So yes, if I did do like maybe like a year worth of research on everything that I feel like I need to research on, yes, I would definitely do it all over again. Would I do any other surgery for that type of matter? At this point in my life, no. I'm kind of content where I am right now with how I look. I guess in the event that if in the future whenever I have kids and I feel like that's just something I want to do, and I don't feel all that great about myself after being a new mom, then sure, why not? If that's something I really want to do, I'm gonna do that. But right now where I am, no, I'm very content. The only other thing I am gonna do, I have a teeth procedure that I have to do. It's kind of mandatory. It's something I kind of have to do, so I can't really like stay away from it. I don't really look at it as cosmetic because it's something that I need. That's the only other thing I would do. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog it or not. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, that's the only surgery that I have to do, that I plan on doing. So yeah, other than that, as of right now, no, I plan on doing nothing else. I've gotten a few questions about like the anesthesia, what was it like going to sleep and stuff like that. So about 4 years ago was when I did anesthesia for the first time. I had gotten all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out all at once. I knew the feeling of what it was like to be put to sleep, so that kind of was what motivated me to even go through with the whole surgery process in the first place, because I already knew what it was like to be put to sleep. So what ended up happening, I forgot to include it in my very first breast augmentation video. So I remember after, there's a part in the video where like my friend is recording and like she kind of says bye or whatever. So at that point they had shut the door. Bitch, they closed the door and locked it. But they didn't lock it because Dr. Desai had to come in. But like how they did it, it was like they were locking me in the operator room. I'm like, shit is about to get real. They closed the door and they told me to lay down on the table. So I laid down on the table. One nurse strap in one leg, and then I have another nurse strap in my other leg. Then I have another nurse strap in one arm, and then I have another nurse strap in another arm. And then I had another nurse, those things that they put on your chest to like check your heart rate and your pulse and all of that. She was put on my chest. I had 5 people working on me, and the anesthesiologist was already in the room when they locked the door. So she sits on a little stool and she sits next to me, and there was this little hole on the table where she told me, you know, move my head in that hole until I feel comfortable. So I did that, and then she's like, I'm gonna give you something that's gonna make you feel good right before I give you the anesthesia. And I'm like, I already know that was cap. Like, girl, I ain't 12. Like, I already know you try to trick me. You definitely gonna give me the anesthesia. Anyway, I'm there laying down. 5 minutes went past. I'm there laying down waiting for the good stuff she's trying to give me before she gives me the anesthesia. And then she was sitting down, she was doing something, and then she was like, oh, I didn't even give you the good stuff yet. And then she turned on the anesthesia thing, and then I don't remember anything after that. I literally woke up on a table, half naked. Well, not a table, I woke up in the recovery room in this little like bed thing, and I was basically naked. Like, I was half naked. I just had my panties on, my little shower cap that I had. And then I remember the first thing I asked, I was like, are my nipple rings back in? Because I didn't want them to close. Like, my nipple rings were like 5 years old at the time, 6 years old. But I never really took them out until I had to do surgery, because I had to change them into the plastic rod, because that was allowed. But during surgery, they take them out and put them back in. Not all doctors do it, but my doctor was nice enough to put them back in for me. So I definitely went on certain consultations, and doctors were like, I'm not dealing with that. We could take them out, but I am not putting them back in. And I'm like, no, I need a doctor that's going to want to take them out for me and put them back in, because I don't want to do it on my own. And then it's like, I'm paying all this money. I want a good experience. So if you're not willing to take them out and put them back in for me, it was a hard no for me. So when Dr. Desai said that, oh, they do that, I'm like, this is the one for me. Yeah, that was how the anesthesia went, and I woke up freezing. And I remember I was talking to one girl who went to my doctor, and she definitely did warn me. You know, she told me, she was like, you know, you're gonna wake up cold. It doesn't happen to all girls, but it definitely happened to me. So I'm just letting you know that sis, it might happen to you. But I'm like, I don't think so, whatever. Bitch, I woke up freezing. Like, I was shivering. Like, I literally felt my teeth like knocking against like each other. I was so cold. And I did my surgery in August in Los Angeles, so I was freezing. I was so cold. They had to give me a blanket. Like, I was so cold and uncomfortable. That's all I felt when I woke up. I was just very uncomfortable. I didn't really feel pain. It was just, I was just uncomfortable. Like, I was freezing, and like my back was kind of like not straight because like I just got surgery. Like, I was just very, very, very uncomfortable. Did not really experience pain until I flew back home to New York. But going back on the topic, the anesthesia wasn't bad. Like I said, if you've had anesthesia before, when you had to do any type of dental work, it's pretty much the same thing. And another thing I wanted to touch on now, I wanted to touch on things that I'm just gonna mention. Like, I didn't really get asked these questions, but things that I didn't speak about in my other videos that I would like to talk about now. So one thing that I didn't know was gonna happen. My nipples lightened. I usually have like this is so TMI. So my nipples were really like they were like dark, not crazy dark, but they were darker than what they look like now. They look like little chocolate chips. They don't look like that anymore. Well, they still do. They did stretch a little, nothing crazy though, like barely really noticeable, but they did stretch a little. And I guess because they stretched a little, they lightened up a little bit. They're not as dark as they were before. I wish I could show y'all, but I can't. But they were dark before, and they did lighten, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is, but that can happen to you. So your nipples might lighten because they're stretching. My nipples did not get huge. I was worried about that, but they did not get big. They literally just stretched just a little bit. Like, they match my breast. Like, they're not like bigger than my breast or anything like that. They stretched enough where they accommodate how they look. So yeah, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Like, no girl really talked about that when I was doing my research. So if you're gonna get breast surgery, be prepared that might happen to you as well. And then speaking on the topic of nipples, my nipples were uneven, and that was a big fear of mine. I seen a lot of girls complain that their nipples weren't even, and I was so worried about that, and that definitely did happen to me. However, they are back to normal. I was so happy because I could not imagine paying all that money just for them, one to be up here and the other one to be down here, because that's exactly what I look like. For the first, I want to say 2.5 months. Like, when I hit the 3-month mark, they started to even back out and level out. Like, literally, I believe this one was higher, like sitting up here somewhere, and then this one was just like here. Like, I still feel like they're a little uneven, but not nothing crazy. Like, it's not too noticeable. But they did even out. They evened out a lot, because like, I literally, if I could find the picture, I definitely will put it. I'm always gonna cover that part, but like, you'll see, like, one was up here and one was down here. Like, I was just like, God, please, like, please let me even out. Even like certain clothes I would wear, and you'll see my nipples through my shirt. It looks so noticeable, and I'm like, God, please, I hope all of this is just recovery. This is what I'm talking about. There's so many things that's gonna happen to you during recovery, and you're gonna feel so paranoid because you're gonna feel like you're stuck like that. Like, even now, like, I love how they look now, and I feel like they're done dropping, but I literally have 6 more months to go. Your healing process is 6 months to a year. And I hope they do drop a little bit more so that they could give even more of a natural look. Like, they look natural now, but up here, I want to drop a little. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. I just want them to drop just a little bit. That's all I want by the time I hit a year post-op. So yeah, that might happen to you too. But for some girls, their nipples stay like that permanently. So I don't know, like, if that's going to happen to you, if it's going to stay permanently or not. But I'm just letting you know that was a situation for me. And then one thing I definitely do want to get into, since I'm already here, might as well talk about things you'll need, or things that you want to do when you're trying to look for a doctor for a breast augmentation. You definitely want to do a lot of research. Like, you want to do a lot of research. When I tell you a lot of research, girl, it's gonna be like school, okay? You got to do a lot of research on the doctors that you're looking at. You got to do a lot of research on the risks and the long-term effects that can happen to you. It's scary, but you have to be educated on these things, that if anything was to go wrong, you know what's happening. You're not like, well, like, oh my God, I didn't know that this could happen to me after this. Like, no, you need to be educated on these things. Also too, you definitely want to research girls who went to the doctor that you're researching. How I kind of did it, I was like a creep, but I didn't care. So certain, like these doctors, some of them would have Instagram, so I would go look through the pictures and the comments of the pictures to see like if a girl commented saying something along the lines of, I don't know, like thank you doctor or whatever. So I'm like, okay, she went to him, so I will click on her Instagram, whether she was a private page or not. I just DM'd her and asked her, oh, what was your experience like with the doctor? Was he nice? Was the staff there nice? Was his facility clean? Did you get a good vibe from the doctor? Like, I'd ask all these type of questions, because just like I said, a doctor could be so good at what they do, but if I don't have a good experience, I'm not, based off of the consultation, I'm not going. I'm paying all that money. I want to have a good experience from literally the beginning to end. And I'm glad that I found a doctor that literally did that for me. You want to do all that type of research, you know. You want to do research on the type of implants, because there's definitely different types of implants. You know, you have the gummy bear silicone, and then you also have the saline implants, which are more on the affordable side. I originally wanted saline, because when I was first doing my research, I was obviously watching, you know, a lot of Aaliyah J videos. That was how I found Dr. Desai, and she was talking about the pros and cons of saline, so that's why I wanted it. But because I'm more on the thinner side, almost every doctor, y'all, I went to like 20 consultations here in New York City before I chose my doctor, and almost every doctor that I went to said, no, you need the gummy bear silicone, because you're so on the thin side, you'll see the ripples of the saline water in your breast, and you don't want that. And I said, you're absolutely right, I don't want that. The silicone, from what I hear, I don't know how true this is, because I've never really felt anybody who had silicone. I only know what it's like to have the gummy bears, but from the research that I've read, that the gummy bears are the ones that feel more natural than the saline anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go with that. There's also this website called Real Self. I've been researching heavy on that website. That's how you can also find doctors in your area or any other state or country you want to go to. Basically, that website shows you like basically all the information you need to know about plastic surgery, no matter what procedure you want to do. Dental, breast augmentations, by the way, like I'm here sitting here talking about this, but I don't want to be an advocate for plastic surgery. Like, I really don't. I just want to educate so that y'all don't make wrong decisions when doing this. But realself.com is a website that is like your #1 research spot, okay? And then what I love about that website as well, there's a whole bunch of girls, a whole bunch of patients who got plastic surgery that leave reviews on the doctor or just their experience of getting that particular surgery. And that website actually had a lot of good things to say about my doctor too. Like, so many girls, even like they get explicit too. They show, you know, the results sometimes. It helps to see like what they look like before and then after. You do a lot of research through realself.com. You do a lot of research DMing girls or emailing girls, whatever, however you want to do it, who have went to the doctors that you are researching, and ask them these questions like, how did it go? Would you go back to that doctor? What was the experience like? And all of that. Of course, do research on the type of implant that you want and what would be best for you and your body. The size, do research on the size. Do research on the girls who've gotten breast augmentations that look like you body type wise and height wise. Like, look for girls that look like you, because I got 275 cc's moderate plus. This might look really, really small on somebody else, you get what I'm saying? But on me, like, I feel like this is perfect. But this like might look too small on somebody else, or these could look even bigger on somebody else who's more tinier than me. So you could get 275 cc's moderate plus just like I did, but they might not look how they look on me on you. So you need to do researches on girls who weighs similar to you, who your height is similar, body type, body structure, all of that. Oh, that's another thing. Go on as much consultations as you need. 20, 30, 50. I don't care how many consultations you need to go on. Go on as much as you need, especially the ones that are free. There are certain doctors that charge consultations. I don't recommend going to those unless that's the doctor you know for sure you're gonna go to. But if you're just trying to do research, go to doctors who are free, and they'll say it, especially like on Real Self. If you're looking for doctors on Real Self, or on Google even, just type in doctors free plastic surgery doctors free consultation. You will get the most information out. Like, ask, and then when you go, you ask as many questions. And I'm glad that I did this, because let me tell y'all something. It was this facility in New York City that I was actually gonna go to before I chose my doctor, and I was content like this is where I was gonna go to. It was just to choose a doctor that was there that I wanted. So I'm like, you know, if all else fails and I can't find a doctor, that's where I'm gonna go, that facility in New York City. So I went on this one particular consultation, and I go to this doctor. His wife was his assistant that was working there. So, you know, I was telling them, you know, I was doing a lot of research and stuff like that. So he had left the room, but the assistant, his wife, stayed in the room. So she was the one asking me, and I told her, yeah, you know, I'm doing research and I'm still, you know, looking around. So she's like, oh, where were you looking at? And I told her the facility in New York, and she was like, oh, that's where this doctor came from. He was working there, and now he has his own practice. You know, that's why you're here. And I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know that. This specific facility, it was on the cheaper side. It was. That's why I was willing to go there. But she proceeded to tell me, you know, the reason why he left that practice and kind of did his own thing, because that facility has a lot of doctors that aren't board certified, and there are certain particular doctors there that weren't, and I didn't know that. That facility did not tell me that. They're not gonna tell you, but they did not tell me that, and I really did not want anybody operating on me that was not board certified. So I was so happy that I went on that consultation, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have known that. And I went back to that same facility. I forgot why, but I went back to that same facility. I remember it was to see another doctor, like for a consultation. The girl that was helping me, trying to choose my doctor, the consultant, she was asking me, so do you know who you want to choose? And I told her truthfully, you know, I really don't know, because like I heard like the doctors here are board certified, and I remember she just looked at me and like she didn't really want to give much information about it, which I know she wasn't, but like, yeah. This is why it's important to go on a whole bunch of consultations. Like I said, if I did not go to that doctor, I wouldn't have known. And I would have probably went to a doctor that wasn't board certified, because I didn't know. Make sure your doctor is board certified, people. Please do as much research. Like, I would hate for people to go do procedures like this and they come out botched or not happy with their results because they did not do proper research. Those are all the ways that you can do your research. I'm sure I have more. I just can't think of them at the moment, and I didn't write them down. But yeah, just do your research. Also too, when it comes to CC sizes, another thing that I didn't know, I thought the CC sizes made like a drastic difference. So like in my first breast augmentation vlog, my doctor talked about it. He basically was saying like the tablespoons of CCs is not much. Like, we were choosing between, I believe, 255 cc's, 275 cc's, and 295 cc's, and I really did not want to look top heavy. So it was between 255 cc's and 295 cc's, and I really did not want to look top heavy, but I also didn't want to go too small neither. So I asked him what was the size in between, and he said 275 cc's. So when we looked at it, you know, through the 3D thing, I thought it was perfect. And then he proceeded to tell me, you know, the CC size is not really much of a difference. Like, you just took off a tablespoon and a half, and I'm like, that's not a lot. He said it's not a lot. Even if you did go with 295, it wouldn't have made much of a big difference. It would make a big difference if you went like 100 cc's plus. That would see the difference. So even if so just know the tablespoons, they're not a drastic difference. So if you go and you're getting size and you don't know which size to pick, I always recommend go for the big one, because like I said, the tablespoons is not, it's not a drastic difference. Like I would research, and I would see a lot of girls say, oh, I regret my size, I did 350 cc's, but I wish I did 375. And it's like, girl, you're not really gonna see a drastic difference at all. Like, you would literally have to go way higher than what 25 cc's. Like, you know, that's not much of a difference. You're not really gonna see much of a difference, so keep that in mind. I didn't know that CC sizes, they're not drastic. Like, so if you're choosing between sizes, I always say just go with the bigger one, but it's not worth stressing yourself over the size you want, because like I said, the CC sizes is not really nothing to compare unless it's a drastic difference. The thing I want to talk about is the stitches. So I didn't stay in Los Angeles long enough for my doctor to take them out, so my mom had to do it, and she was sweating bullets. Like, she was afraid she was gonna hurt me. It wasn't to cut out the stitches, it was just to cut out the ends, like one end here. Wait, let me show ya. So it was like one in here and one in here. And my mom had to cut it, and she thought she was gonna hurt me or like rip it out or something, but it wasn't. They were just really long, so my mom had to cut them as the doctor instructed me to do. I just couldn't do it because I couldn't see, and my arms were still kind of hurting me, so my mom had to do it for me. So that's also another thing. If you're not getting your surgery in your area, or you're not staying long enough for your doctor to do it, you're gonna have to do it. If worse comes to worse, if she couldn't do it, I would have just went to like City MD or something and just let one of the nurses do it for me. But yeah, so also keep that in mind too about the stitches. But they are dissolvable. They eventually dissolve. It's just that the ends are kind of long, so you're gonna have to cut them like at the end of the week. And then I also had to do a lot of blood work. I actually had to do blood work twice. The place that I went to, it was their fault. They were supposed to take blood for a certain amount of tubes, and they missed one. So they had to call me back, and I had to get blood drawn for the second time for that one last tube that they needed. I was so upset. Before surgery, so before surgery I had to do the blood work. You also get this red soap. It starts with an H, but I'll put a picture, or I'll put a link or something. You have to wash like 2 weeks prior before your surgery. It's like a body wash, like how we would wash your body normally with regular soap. You use that to wash your breast area. It's to help with bacteria and stuff like that. The only thing, it doesn't really lather like actual soap, so you might get confused, like, is this really working or not? But it is. You just have to like just wash, like get a washcloth and like put some of the soap and like just wash it, you know, all over yourself, and that's you cleaning it from bacteria, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, yeah, so this is what they're looking like at 6 months, y'all. They were never when I was 3 months, they were kind of moving and bouncy, but now they're really bouncy, like but yeah, this is what they look like at 6 months. I'm definitely gonna do a 1-year post-up, and that's probably gonna be my last video of this series because I'm tired of talking about them. But you guys be having so many questions, so, and I can't like fit everything into one video. I'm sure there's gonna be more questions even after this video, but I will do all that in my 1-year update. I am also gonna do like a try on haul for like tops, like bras and tops that I tried on prior to my surgery, because I definitely did do that like a week before my surgery and took pictures and recorded them. So those same tops and bras and stuff that I was wearing, I'm definitely gonna try them on when I'm 1-year post-op, so that y'all can really see the difference. So that's what I'm gonna do for y'all when I officially hit a year. I hit a year August 13th. I can't believe time is flying. Actually, look, August is here and it'll be officially 1 year that I've gotten my surgery. And exactly 1 year around this time was when I made the decision that this is what I'm gonna do. Best decision I ever made. I love them very much. Like, yeah, I just wanted to show you what they look like. I wanted y'all to see the scars and stuff, answer some questions and whatnot. So that concludes the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Back again with the nails. If you guys want me to make you a custom press on nail set, all the details will be in the description box below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.